Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hot Dog and Handshake Pro Wrestling Show, coming to you from Sound Peak Audio Development and Design in Topeka, Kansas. I am your host, Jayden and Joining me is my co-host, Shane Price. Shane, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. We, like CM Punk after a Saudi show, have finally returned.
Our Santa Batical.
Yeah, our long-standing break that was not meant to be as long as it was, but life happens. So my collar and elbow question for you. Recently, WWE-TNA announced an official partnership. So if you could go back in history and give me your top 3 TNA entrants in Rumble. So, for example, putting Kurt Angle in the 2007 Rumble, or I don't know, whatever Sting in the 2010 Rumble, whatever you wanted to do.
Well, my first one's topical because we're doing a classic review of it today. Give me Monty Brown in the 05 Rumble.
Ooh, that would have been.
Because imagine slotting him in at like 25.
Mm-hmm.
I forget who was 25, but whoever. No offense, whoever that was, but putting him in that late round and having him Cena, Batista, and all those top guys, dude.
That would have been awesome. One that I came up with that would have had a good story. The 2013 Rumble was about John Cena trying to get back to The Rock, basically, right? And get back to that WrestleMania rematch. But what if standing in the way was Kurt Angle, his old foe, the guy he debuted against, in a surprise
I like the story.
return?
I like the story of that a lot. Kurt Angle in 2013 was still
also, dude.
excellent.
Could you imagine all the cool ones that could have happened if WWE had been doing women's rumbles the whole time? Like peak Awesome Kong in a women's rumble.
I mean, we got that, but it was in a men's rumble.
Yeah, or Gail Kim in a women's rumble.
Yeah, because
TNA
that could have actually happened, which is the funny part. I guess I'll throw out one women's one then. I think it'd be funny in the men's rumble to put 09 ODB in there.
Yeah.
I feel like she'd fit right in.
Yeah.
To WWE.
I think she would. I think. Yeah, that's actually a great one. Yeah. I'm trying to think of anybody else. I mean, literally just AJ Styles.
AJ any year.
Elix
Skipper 04.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been awesome. What about like Samoa Joe in like 08, like at Madison Square Garden?
Give me 08 Samoa Joe. Yeah.
Like, can you imagine if that Rumble started with Samoa Joe and ended with John Cena? Perfection. All right, you want to get into the real stuff here?
I actually want to say one thing. I wish that WWE was doing this Noah partnership 20 years ago. Because could you imagine if, like, say, Morishima's run wasn't in Ring of Honor, but it was in, like...
It was on SmackDown.
SmackDown?
Yeah, that
Which,
would
I
be
mean,
crazy.
I know he had the trial match. I know he had the trial matches.
Yeah.
So it could have been. But just imagine if...
Or just, like...
Vince wasn't booking, Triple H was, and he saw his big dude do all this cool stuff.
I just disregarding the outside the ring, push that aside. If we could have got like 03 Lesnar in the ring with Misawa, you know what I mean?
Again, removing that Brock Lesnar might be a terrible human being.
Yeah,
give me 03 Kobashi and 03 Lesnar. You have the greatest wrestling match of all time.
Yeah. But yeah, back now onto the real stuff. So we'll stop fantasy booking here for the moment. I'm sure we'll get back to it soon.
We'll do something later.
So we're mostly going to talk about news from this past week, but we will talk about a little bit of stuff from the break. With AEW, the only thing I really want to talk about, Ricky Starks appeared at House of Glory this weekend. What did you think of that?
He deserves to get indie bookings. He's he's a really good talent.
Part of me is like, why weren't you doing this the whole time? But
I mean, he tried, but
Yeah, but like that was a couple months ago. He's been out of action at AEW.
He should have been. He should have been taking bookings the entire time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why it wasn't. House of Glory is a pretty good indie.
It's a fun one. I think is that who ran Amazing Red versus Mustafa Ali WrestleMania weekend last year? Yeah.
So, they have the talent there. They have Santana's their world champion, I think.
Yep.
It was Zilla.
Zilla has their mid-card title now.
Okay, so Zilla's there too. He's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a fun place.
The roster that they can pull in is pretty good.
Zilla's going to wrestle Rhino this weekend.
Which is weird.
Yeah. I think it's because it's in New York. I think that's like why they're doing it. But
great, the greatest state for professional wrestling, New York.
Well,
we'll get to that later.
We'll get back to that. And then in WWE news, I want to start here. We got to talk about Omos and Noah.
Oh, please.
I
have been waiting to talk about this.
I texted you during our break. I was like, Noah has made me more interested in Omos after one match than anything WWE's ever done.
I'm telling you, you have to watch the match from last night.
Yeah.
Or last morning. It is He gets put in there with a dude who's a former MMA fighter, and they just went at it. Those two need a singles match soon.
Yeah.
Because he's the current GHC tag team champion.
Yeah, he goes in there, immediately wins their tag team titles
with Jack Morris.
Just the screenshot of him with the GHC tag team championship, cooler than anything WWE's done with him.
I think it's because of how that belt looks.
How the belt looks.
It's a nice belt.
How venues in Japan look. Like, it's just, this is the perfect place for Omos to be.
I need Omos to wrestle in the KBS hall.
Yeah.
Which has this beautiful, stained glass background with the hard cam.
Yeah. Didn't somebody wrestle there? Didn't somebody put a show on there recently?
Marigold did, but
they didn't put the stained glass in
Marigold.
the background?
Marigold.
I saw something about that, yeah. I just think Omos, just get him to the Tokyo Dome. I know it won't happen because it's New Japan, all that. Is Noah going to do a Tokyo Dome show?
No, they're not, because they wouldn't sell it out at all. But they could, because let's think of United Japan Pro Wrestling. I don't know about that. They just incorporated. I think that could run a show in the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah, okay, United Japan. It's just, it's really murky waters with how do you. We did this this week. I think DPW ran, to my knowledge, the first instance of a WWE ID'd wrestler wrestling an AEW signed talent because Queen Aminata wrestled Kylie Ray.
Right. Yeah.
So that's something that I thought was kind of interesting. But obviously, Kylie Ray, not WWE yet. Queen Aminata, not a huge AEW star. She's incredible. I'm a big fan. But it just would be interesting if Omos did anything related to New Japan. Now, All Japan, DDT, any other company around Japan while he's there.
He could do DDT anytime he wants. We're never going to see it because, that we would never, ever do it. But there's no reason why Omos can't go to DDT. They're owned by the same company.
Yeah, so that stuff I could see. I could perfectly see that happening. I just don't see Omos having anything to do with New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Kind of sucks.
For the time being.
Jack Morris and Omos versus the Saito brothers.
That'd be cool.
Please.
We talked a little bit already. What are your overall thoughts on the TNA partnership?
I guess, but they're losing all their top guys.
I'm going to say good for WWE because you have a AA system now.
Mm-hmm.
You have a true MLB minor league system because WWE ID is your single A, and then TNA can be your AA, NXT your AAA, and the main roster your major league. How do you think this helps TNA? Because in everything regarding this partnership, the NXT logo was always included. They're really making it abundantly clear to anyone who's paying attention that Nick Nemeth isn't going to show up on Raw tonight. You know what I mean? Like Raw and SmackDown are out of the picture for now.
Nick Nemeth is the only guy I can see showing up on Raw,
mm-hmm.
but it's just because he was there for God knows how long.
Yeah. Dolph Ziggler, I think 06 with the Spirit Squad, right?
If he's the guy who could show up on Raw, the Hardys could too. But
so more like Joe Hendry's not going to be on Raw tonight.
No.
Moose,
never.
The Rascals, Ace Austin, these people, Eric Young, Frankie Kazarian, they aren't showing up on Raw tonight.
The Rascals could if it was a wink and nod if Wesley, that's about it.
But he's not going to be on Raw. He's on NXT, right?
Oh, he's on SmackDown, I thought.
Did Wesley move to SmackDown?
I think so.
I didn't see that. But okay. Anyway, I think this is going to hurt TNA more than they realize in the long term.
How is it going to hurt more than what they're currently doing right now?
Good point.
Because we were gonna go Impact, and then they signed Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah, I do have some notes on Teenage Genesis later.
Okay.
That we can get to that. Continuing with the WWE news, though, per Nick Khan, they're going to hold an event in Paris. Money in the Bank. That's my guess. That's my guess. That'd be awesome. I mean, think about the poster, the ladder, the Eiffel Tower, like Money in the Bank in Paris would be awesome.
That'd be good.
Backlash wasn't in Paris. It was in
Nice,
a different city. Yeah,
I think. But still, it was already in France.
Yeah. So going back to France, which was an awesome crowd. I mean, we nominated Jey Uso's Backlash entrance for one of our awards last year just because of how awesome that crowd was. So I think Money in the Bank in Paris would be pretty awesome.
Yeah. Funnily enough, Jey Uso almost had one of the better entrances from this year already if they just let him come out the Fiend. But they did not.
Obafemi, new NXT champion. Congratulations to him. Well deserved.
I'm loving these new NXT champions.
And it was Julia women's champion.
The women's championship, yeah.
Yep. So some hooping happening over on NXT.
HBK.
Yeah.
Cooking.
Yeah. CW is hot right now.
WGN is so hot.
How about I want you to break this down, the Corey Graves situation. What do you know about it? What are your thoughts?
I mean,
just kind of explain what happened first, just to set the table.
So on Netflix they're gonna announce that it's gonna be Michael Cole with McAfee, which is fine, I guess. Mm-hmm. You know, it's
Wade and Tessitore doing SmackDown, and Corey Graves gets.
Basically, what they're doing is they're giving Tessitore and Barrett the biggest name in wrestling in Cody Rhodes, which is sure that's fine. I'll let them have that. But they're giving Michael Cole the big play-by-play role, and Pat McAfee is there.
Yes, because he is, to the lapsed fan, the most recognizable commentator.
Yeah,
easily.
So I get it, but Corey Graves
moves to NXT with Vic Joseph and Booker T,
which is fine. First of all, they need somebody.
Okay. But
they need somebody like him down there because of Booker T.
Yes, that's true, because Booker T's commentary is unbearable. My question is, if they're doing a 3-man booth on NXT, why couldn't that just be on SmackDown? Like, why couldn't Corey just be the third man on SmackDown?
Because it's 2 heel commentators. You don't need 2 heel commentators.
Okay, let Wade go babyface.
Honestly, what they should do is let Wade be neutral. Mm-hmm. I don't really like the heel face commentator role. I'll admit, I shouldn't be talking
you know
about
what? Corey could have been the third man on Raw, and he could have just had this.
Yeah, because he already has the thing with Pat.
Part of his character could be that he just can't stand Pat McAfee's bullshit. You know what I mean?
When he came back at the Rumble, he had that.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
And Michael Cole being kind of between, I don't know. It's kind of a situation. So he tweeted some stuff saying that he had some thoughts.
Some wasn't famous enough.
Yeah, and
got pulled from NXT.
Yep.
I don't know where he goes from here. I think
if I was him, I would request my release, and if granted, I would call Rocky Romero immediately, and I would try to get a gig as a color commentator for New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Alternatively?
Because AEW's too stacked with commentators already. Like, they can't find enough roles for Caprice Coleman and Nia Riccoboni, and they are 2 of the best in the game.
Oh, dude, let them commentate over Kenta Kobashi matches more.
Agreed, but that's a separate conversation.
My thing is, I'm going to be real. GCW commentary kind of sucks. Imagine if it was Dave Prazak,
Emil J, and Corey
Graves and Emil J. That'd be a good booth.
Yeah, that'd be a great booth.
I guarantee you, they let him wrestle.
They what?
They let him wrestle.
They would probably
let him
wrestle.
Probably a big thing too.
Yeah,
that he would do that.
I think he's more likely to get to wrestle anywhere that's not WWE.
Yeah,
GCW, New Japan, AEW, wherever.
I think GCW is the most likely there. Maybe
Oh
TNA.
yeah, definitely. Well, GCW is the Outlaw promotion.
I mean,
Pretty much everything is more likely.
They've booked one of the worst wrestlers I've ever seen more than once.
So, but that's kind of the whole situation there. We do have more commentary drama,
of course.
As moving on to our other category of our news, the rest of the wrestling world. Chris Charlton of New Japan got suspended for the comments he made.
2 months.
He got suspended for 2 months, so he is suspended until March 4th or 5th, whenever the suspension officially started. I don't know.
He's missing a new beginning.
He's missing New Beginning,
which could be a title change, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. I think
I feel bad for Walker Stewart because he had
they have good rapport. I like
chemistry,
them.
Yeah. And Walker Stewart.
And also, really, my number one thing here is that Chris Charlton added to the match.
Yes, he did.
That match probably would have been 5 stars regardless of who was commentating it.
Correct. Yes.
But he did make that match better with his anti-AEW commentary.
My thing, though, is that clearly this wasn't cleared with the brass.
With the
brass. Yeah. And because it wasn't cleared, I bet they viewed it as a legitimate attacks on AEW. And
I'm sure he does. Like that guy.
Of course not. No.
That guy seems like the most wrestling fan to
he's
ever work for a wrestling company.
He wrote a book about the Tokyo Dome wrestling history. He's a walking encyclopedia.
He's a historian. Yeah, that guy just loves pro wrestling. That guy was just trying to add to that match, and that's what he did. He
walking
made that match
historian,
better.
like that dude.
So that's what makes me the most mad is that as someone who, although it's obviously a wildly different job, but as someone who's done sports commentary, I think about the commentary booth in wrestling more than I think most fans do.
Right.
And what he did was very good to adding to the story of that kid.
It's just the culture, you know.
Yeah.
Because in Japan, you're not gonna insult your.
You did mention the New Beginning. If they call Tony Khan and they get one commentator to sub in for Charlton for New Beginning, who are you picking, and why is it Nigel McGuinness?
Because he's the best commentator they have.
He's the best commentator on earth right now.
He's the best commentator they have.
I think that's. I would love that. It's probably just gonna be Rocky Romero, but I would love if it was Nigel.
If not Nigel, I would say Caprice Coleman's pretty good too.
Caprice Coleman, getting him over there, yep, definitely. Walker Stewart, Caprice Coleman.
Walker Stewart, Riccaboni, Coleman would be a great booth.
That'd be an incredible booth.
I don't like it when there's more than
those 3 guys calling a Goto match. That's going to be awesome.
I don't really like it when there's more than one play guy, but I think that Walker Stewart and Riccaboni just bounce off each other like that.
I think they could, yeah. I think it's, I think that'd be pretty
And
good.
only make Walker Stewart better, too.
Yeah, get him getting to work with Riccaboni, I think would be great. TNA Genesis, 4 things to touch on, really. Seth Rollins loves football. What happened?
Bears hired Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson. All right, congratulations, Ben Johnson. Congratulations, Caleb Williams.
Boo. I mean, yeah.
Congratulations, Seth Rollins.
They didn't hire Flores, but so.
So TNA Genesis, I think I'm going to go least important, most important. Cora Jade showed up. Thoughts?
That's pretty cool.
Attack Masha Slamovich or just interactive?
Attack.
Okay, yeah, Attack Masha Slamovich.
That'd be a very fun match.
Mm-hmm. I think the next one for me of these 4 I want to talk about, Josh Alexander leaving TNA. That's huge.
I guess we'll talk about this part now then. They've lost Josh Alexander, Mike Bailey, PCO,
mm-hmm.
and
Jordan
Grace.
And their ring announcer randomly also is in there.
Yeah, I guess. I'll be honest, that's not good.
No.
But a New Japan level company could survive that.
Mm-hmm. New Japan kind of has survived that twice on a much grander scale.
All Japan did too.
Yeah. Like New Japan lost everybody that went to AEW initially. The Bucks, Kenny, Cody,
lost
Hangman,
all the top guys,
Jericho. And then just this past year, they lost Okada, Ospreay back-to-back.
And
Jay White. Yeah, all 3 of them. So, like, they've kind of gone through this twice in the recent history.
And All Japan literally just had Kawada and a bunch of old dudes. So,
yeah.
And they survived.
So, but TNA
is...
Okay, you don't have positive spin. After losing all these people, who is there that interests you right now?
Jake something.
Masha Slamovich.
Jake something, Masha. The Rascals.
ABC.
One never Chris Bay.
Prayers for Chris Bay.
Chris Bay comes back.
Yep.
Ace Austin, the bare minimum. There's more room for indie guys to come in now.
Yeah, Leon Slater rules. He's so good. So like there's still some good stuff going on there. We can't completely count it out.
Former world champion is probably open to maybe a TNA booking.
Nick Nemeth.
His girlfriend works there.
If Nemeth sticks around,
like I would.
He's cool for TNA.
Yeah.
So there's still interesting stuff. I think they have a good commentary booth. We've been talking about commentary a lot today, but they do. Tom Hannafan and Matthew Raywalt.
They are fantastic.
They're great, but they talk about chemistry. They got chemistry.
Oh, dude, they are so good together.
So there's still good stuff to look to.
We're getting to the bad now?
We're going to get to the bad. Well, we're going to get to the mid and then the bad.
Okay.
Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Was 6 months ago.
Was dead a long time ago. Because TNA moves much slower than the internet. LOL TNA. They put the strap on him well after the meme died. So what do you think of this decision? I mean, from a wrestling standpoint.
He's still your biggest name, I guess, technically.
No, because Jeff Hardy's still employed there.
Yeah, we're not giving Jeff Hardy the world title.
You're not giving Jeff Hardy the world title, but he's still not your biggest name. You know what I mean?
He's the biggest name who could win the world title.
Probably, yeah.
Because I believe Joe Hendry every once in a while.
Every once in a while, yeah, but the time that it left wrestling for a bit would have been the time to do this, and that was like months ago now. So this just feels like a dumb decision. Just feels like TNA doing the right thing at the wrong time, which is very TNA. And then Tessa Blanchard. I'll let you start with this.
Dude,
Set the table, beats Jordan Grace.
Jordan Grace, of course, because Jordan Grace is on her way out. Thank God it's looking for a title.
Yep.
I don't think she's gonna get a title match anytime soon.
Hopefully not.
Because
within kayfabe it would make sense because she just beat Jordan Grace.
Yeah, but does Masha want to work with her in real life?
I wouldn't want to work with her.
Her goddamn crimson chin looking ass.
All right.
So they're in Texas. I don't know where it is they were, but they were in Texas.
They were in the same building the final battle ran in Arlington.
Oh, okay. So they're in Arlington, and
that wasn't Final Battle. It was a different Ring of Honor show. Was it Death Before Dishonor? Maybe.
I think it was one of them.
Yeah, something.
But they got She's a Racist chance in Texas.
Yeah,
that is wow.
Yeah.
If your fans are chanting she's a racist and it's provably true, pivot away.
The thing is, you shouldn't have to pivot.
You should have fired her.
This.
XPW stopped booking her because she wasn't a draw.
Yeah,
she got fired.
Rehired her.
She got fired from WoW. She's a bad backstage influence. And
what should have happened is somebody comes to the table with the idea, what if we rehired Tessa Blanchard? And everyone else at that table should have laughed in their face.
That person gets fired.
And then fired that guy. Like
this is racism alone. This is the person who held up your world title in Mexico, who cheated on her husband, who's done all of these things. She's
toxic
not
in the locker
trustworthy.
room. No, but everybody who was in that locker room hated her.
Jordan Grace went. She posted a video of her, of her goodbyes. She walks right past her.
Yeah, she hugged everyone else, walked right past Tessa Blanchard. And if you want more, go look into what Chelsea Green has said about her. Go look into
Chelsea Green, Tasha Steelz, more on.
Yeah,
it's the list is not small.
Yeah,
ask Dogg how he feels about her.
Yeah, so bad signing, bad to have her win in this, and I hope this backfires hilariously in TNA's face. Just explodes in TNA's face, and that's what I want to happen here. Anything else on TNA Genesis?
I didn't watch it, so no.
Okay. I didn't either. This is just all stuff I picked up.
I was too busy spending 6 hours watching a different show.
All right, so I got a new segment here. It won't be a weekly segment, but There were just a bunch of headlines I saw this week that didn't deserve like a full rundown, but I wanted to know your reaction. Just instant kind of what comes to mind. First headline, these are all from Fightful.com. First headline, Logan Paul, if I go to heaven, God willing, I'm pretty sure John Cena will be the one to greet me.
What the hell?
Thoughts?
What the hell is
Okay.
my first thought. That's such an interesting quote for a man at the inauguration today.
Yep.
Interesting quote.
Does Logan Paul make it to heaven?
No.
Okay.
Not. If you have the controversies that he has, no.
Yeah,
No.
no. Vince McMahon
It's
will
not.
greet you. AJ Francis, if I returned at WWE Royal Rumble, people would be shocked.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, not in a good way though. AJ.
No,
not
not in a
like
good
oh
way.
my god. It'd be like who the
Is that top
that
fucking
Tom
dollar?
What? Why is he? Here?
Well, he was in GCW. That was already bad enough.
Yeah, they'd be like everybody would be like of all the TNA guys, this is who we got. Like this is
Yeah, like I'll be shocked, but it'll be a bad shock. Don't you
Like,
worry.
Jeff or Matt Hardy would have been better than this.
Jeff Hardy's there.
What
Jeff Hardy's there.
Jeff Hardy's there. What are we doing?
Nick Nemeth is there. Anybody. I would rather take Masha.
Pandemonium Wrestling announces WrestleMania Weekend Show will be broadcast on local news. That's rad. That's awesome.
That's really cool.
I just put that in there because that's awesome.
I never even heard of Pandemonium Wrestling, but I love them.
Yeah. And then finally, Big Boom AJ, Big Justice, and the Rizzler release a Breaking the Boom Meter video.
You know what that gets? Last time I went to Costco, I got the flu the same day. So you know what? I still had me a pizza. I had me a hot dog. I had me a double chunk chocolate cookie. I had me a sundae. So that gets 5 big booms.
5 Big Booms. And it's a Breaking the Boom Meter. Thoughts? It's a new metal song.
It's it's so weird that in the year 2025, the fucking Costco guys are putting out new metal.
Yeah, this is... Guys, the world's not completely doomed. All right, we have this. So, on to AEW from this past week.
Sure.
Dynamite from Cincinnati. By the way, awesome venue they chose.
My friend,
it's like
my friend went there. I got pictures of the show of the venue before the show. I'm like, holy crap, this is gonna be a beautiful venue.
It looks really cool.
It was really cool.
Taz returns to commentary.
But I digress. Yeah, that's
but I
a great
digress.
move.
Taz,
Great move, brother.
Return Jones. And then let's talk about what happened. So Kenny Omega returns to AEW action against Brian Cage. What do you think of that?
You know,
I loved Brian Cage targeting the midsection.
yeah,
I love that
everybody's gonna do that.
Excalibur talked about how he lost like 2 or 3 feet of his intestine in the surgery. He said that I think 50 times over the course of this like 10-minute match. Maybe 15-minute match.
He was pointing it out.
Yep. But Kenny looks great, man. He looks. I mean, he should go right into that Death Rider storyline. Like, do the Copeland thing until Revolution, but as soon as that match ends and Jon Moxley is still champion, I want to hear Kenny's music hit, and I want Kenny to walk out there and get face to face with Jon Moxley.
Yeah.
Because Kenny should win at Dynasty or no later than Double or Nothing. And we should move on. Moxley should move on to something else. Kenny can move on to an Okada feud. But yeah, I think that's where I am with this.
Yeah. Brian Cage is a good hand, you know.
Oh, Brian Cage is awesome. Also, by
he's
the
not
way,
gonna
Brian
hurt him.
Cage, awesome. Love the beard look. I think I've brought that up before.
I am patiently awaiting Brian Cage's Revolution gear because the new logo is just in the Cyberpunk 2077 logo, and mixing two of my favorite things in this life and putting them together into one thing. And I know Brian Cage is going to be the guy to do that because looking at his previous gears, Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be him.
Unfortunately, it's actually probably going to be Sammy Guevara.
Don't say that. Don't you dare.
But logically, Kenny Omega should be the guy who ends this Death Rider story.
Yes, true. However,
saves AEW.
We have tickets to All In, and I would do many things for Omega
Okada can be a world title match and all that.
I guess that's a fair point. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but before then, Okada can drop the Continental title to whoever, Adam Cole or
Okada
double belt Daniel Garcia. I don't care.
Okada Omega for the world title going 55 minutes in Arlington. Please.
I don't know if we want 55 minutes out.
I want
at
55
a 2025
minutes.
Okada.
We
want like 35, 40 minutes.
When he cooks, he cooks. But the problem is because he wrestles. He wants to wrestle the more American way.
Mm-hmm.
I need Kenny to knock some sense into his head.
Yeah.
Literally.
Get him thinking he's back in the Tokyo.
Burning Hammer.
Yeah.
First 5 minutes of the match.
Burning Hammer. Emerald Flosion.
Emerald
Kawada kicks.
Tommy chokeslam.
Yeah.
Whatever he
Tiger Driver.
Tiger Driver.
91 and 98.
Kawada bomb too while we're at it, you know.
Yeah.
All these famous.
What are you thinking of the Swerve Ricochet feud?
I really like it.
I love the toilet paper segment.
I love the mind games too.
Yeah, the toilet paper, the scissors. I love the rock paper scissors aspect of it. Unfortunately, The Rock can't be involved.
well, he might be if he's when he's done with, it'd be fun.
I like this. I think this is going to lead to, at some point this year, I don't know how long this feud will go, but at some point an insanely violent match between the two of these will happen.
It kind of feels like Revolution will be the first match.
Will be the first match, but that'll just be a wrestling match.
Double or Nothing will be the violent one, I think.
Yeah, Double or Nothing will be like an I Quit match between those two. Last Man Standing, something crazy.
And then Ricochet joins the Hurt Collective for
the Hurt
Anarchy
Hurt Syndicate.
For Hurt Syndicate for
Anarchy in the
Stadium
Arena.
Stampede.
Stadium Stampede, yeah. Speaking of the Hurt Syndicate.
Actually, I want Death Fighters to do Stadium Stampede just because I want Moxley in there.
It's a Moxley match. You know what I mean? It could be Death Riders versus Hurt Syndicate.
Bring back the skewers, damn it.
Yeah. Speaking of Hurt Syndicate, though, we had a match. We had the African Americans and Mark 6-man tag. It was the Hurt Syndicate versus Private Party and Mark Briscoe.
I saw that meme. And I'm like, that's not the actual match. Oh my god, that's the actual match. Well, Mark Briscoe's got,
Yeah, but it's funny that it's literally Mark.
It's literally you are all African Americans plus Mark.
Yeah. That was a great tag. I'm excited.
Straight
up, I think I think Shelton and Bobby should win the tag titles on Wednesday.
I agree. I'm totally in agreement with you. First of all,
Private Party, love you guys. Great little run. Really elevated yourselves.
But
put the titles on.
It's
Shelton X Benjamin.
Listen,
the almighty Bobby
it's
Lashley.
Time.
Yeah. And then the MJF Jeff Jarrett promo.
Ugh.
You didn't like it?
Oh no.
I kind of liked it actually.
Are you crazy?
I don't know. I love both these guys, and I kind of like the promo.
I love Jeff Jarrett. That says something. I like his best promo. It's very funny because Jeff Jarrett called MJF's mom and sister a whore.
Yeah,
so.
That was funny. Loved that. I thought the wrestling Grim Reaper stuff was fun.
Yeah, but it's not true. Look at TNA. They're still around. Well,
I mean,
they weren't
barely.
They weren't going down during Jeff Jarrett's title reign. They had Monty Brown.
Yeah,
then.
but he almost brought them down with the Global Force shit.
That's not important.
The Kurt Angle comment.
That was the one good comment.
That was funny. And then,
even though that was like 10 years ago.
Hear me out. The Owen Hart stuff was good. Because this whole Jeff Jarrett momentum push started with the Owen Hart Cup promo he cut, right? I remember Joka and I talking about this on this podcast. We talked about that and how awesome that was. And that's where this all started, and I think that is a great way to connect this. MJF bringing up Owen Hart and really driving that behind Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, but it went too long. It's more of the exact same MJF we've gotten for years.
I still love everything. I still love that MJF.
His world title reign it soured him on me.
Yeah. All right. Samoan Joseph returned. What'd you think of that?
Return Jones.
Return Jones.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank
I
God.
think I said to you, Samoa Joe should win every company's world title. If he dies, someone else can have it.
And then I told you that Masao Tanaka is still around, so
Yeah.
he's still doing bumps that a man his age should not be doing.
So it seems like the move is Samoa Joe Christian or at Revolution or a like 6-man like Samoa Joe Hook and Shibata.
I just want to see what his all-in match is going to be. You know?
Yeah. So I'm just speaking the short term for Revolution, like Samoa Joe Hook and Shibata versus Christian, Nick Wayne, and Kip Sabian.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Potentially.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. And then the Women's Casino Gauntlet. Talk about Megan Bain. This is more up your alley.
Finally coming back to AEW after being under contract for 4 years, but not ever being used past like 2022. It was great. First of all, if you look at her and you don't think she could be a mega star based off her look alone, you're crazy.
I see that. I see that.
She's got a good moveset. She's good in the ring. It's kind of funny that she went from this to having to wrestle Atticus Cogar on Sunday, given his character. But she's been in Japan. She made it her name in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
She's made her name on the Indies. There's nothing that she can't. There's nothing that she won't make her name in.
Yeah.
If you give her a chance, she'll make her name in AEW.
Yes. I'm not as tapped into Japan as you are.
Or GCW.
Or GCW or any of that, really. I'm going to be honest, small sample size. I'm not making any judgments yet. Not making any statements yet. This didn't really move me.
That's fair. I would say, just go watch her entrance in Stardom, and you'll get it. It'll click.
I think as she has time to get over, she'll get over with me.
Oh, easily, yes.
But this didn't really hype me up.
The question
I think we would have been better. I know, like there's there's the whole who is this AEW debut thing where people are like, oh, we need an explanation. This is one time where I kind of think vignettes would have been awesome.
It would
leading up to this.
Oh, the Mega Man vignettes would have been fantastic.
If we would have done some, so I could kind of learn who this is, because like even I don't know who that is.
The hardcore fans knew who it was right away, obviously, yes.
Yeah.
But the casual fans definitely, I'm not calling you casual or anything. I'm saying like, if you don't have a Chiller TV Plus subscription, you don't know who it is.
Yeah, so and then of course young up and comer Toni Storm wins the gauntlet. She's gonna get a shot against Mariah May in her home country. So good for her.
Can we talk about that show really fast, actually?
Grand Slam Australia.
Yeah, so first it was going to be in this big stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's in an arena.
Was there a bomb threat or something?
No,
we got a WrestleMania.
Oh, I mean, yes, there was.
Yeah.
Yes, there was a bomb threat. Excuse me. No, they just didn't sell tickets. And then they announced it won't be like a pay-per-view. It'll be a regular show. Which
everybody knew that. That's what Grand Slam is.
Grand
I don't
Slam.
know why people are surprised by that.
But
it was never going to be a pay-per-view. Grand Slam has always been a TV special.
I figured because it would be Australia, it'd be a little different, you know. But yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
But then they announced what time and day it would air in America.
Because it'll be on like a 20-hour delay, right?
Yeah. But here's the issue. The time and day that they announced, they cannot do.
Oh, because
of the slam dunk contest and the 3-point contest.
Okay.
And the skills and All-Star Saturday is the same exact time and day.
So they can't just do it on Max? Does it have to be on TNT?
They're gonna want it to be on TNT.
Can it be like a replay on TNT and TBS, but you can watch it on Max early?
I don't know what they're gonna do
I don't know.
they announced it and they totally forgot about All-Star Saturday.
Yeah.
So it's not a good look to me.
No, definitely not a good look. Definitely a slip up here, but it'll work itself out. We'll get to watch it. It'll be an incredible show.
Yeah.
And then the last thing on Dynamite, Mox retained over Powerhouse Hobbs. A lot of people were calling for him to win the belt, but
people don't like Death Riders.
Here's my thing with that though, like the Death Riders are still getting pretty good reactions in the building. I felt like they were.
Not what I've watched on TV now.
You didn't think so?
No.
I don't know. It felt to me like this kind of Death Riders hate has been kind of an online bubble.
I guess, yeah, but when we went there, the boos weren't as loud as I thought they'd be.
No, I guess, yeah. I guess.
It just feels like they're not getting the boos that this kind of gimmick should get. And
or that it was getting at the start.
Well, what happened is people didn't understand Mox's issues. Even though he was saying it out perfectly, word for word, really was what was wrong. But I don't know. It seems like, you know what, if the people are turning on it, let's pivot. You know what I mean? Like if it started out great. I think even if people in the building aren't turning on it, pivoting it would make it better. So,
like I said, get Kenny Omega involved and you save it.
Yeah.
You get a couple more months out of it, let Kenny win the title and move on.
Don't even make it a saving AEW story. Just make it Kenny Omega wants that damn belt.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, it could still be a saving AEW story and still be really good.
Don't make that the focus. Make Kenny Omega.
But also think about this: who has he been like across the ring from so far? If you put Kenny Omega in, it will make the story good.
Yes, I agree.
So you can run the same story and just have it be Kenny Omega.
The character I want for Kenny Omega is to just be this ruthless belt collector. So I don't know. That's just what I want. But
Collision, we can talk about Hangman Page versus Christopher Daniels.
Great match.
What
a great way to go out.
Rumored retirement for Christopher Daniels.
What do you mean rumored? That dude is like 55.
Yeah, but like, you know, nobody from AEW has officially said it. You know what I mean?
They've never said anything about Curryman or Fallen Angel.
Yeah. So or Daniels.
Or Daniels.
We just wrestled as Daniels for a little bit.
If this is his last match, what a way to go out.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic way to go out.
Yeah, Hangman hitting him with his own finisher after the match.
Couldn't have asked for a better way to go out if you're an older wrestling dude.
Yeah. That's
putting the guy over too.
Mm-hmm. And then now you have Christopher Daniels there too to train the next generation and to help book things, and that's a great wrestling mind to have in the building.
That's the role I give him, even if he was still wrestling.
Mm-hmm. In Tony Storm's promo, I know I'm gonna break kayfabe here a little bit. It felt like a little Timeless Tony Storm slipped out. Specifically the way she said next week in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, that was Timeless Tony Storm right there.
I
think this is Timeless Tony Storm in an acting role as the rock star Tony Storm or whatever.
Do you think in Australia when she wins the title, do you think
she'll go Timeless?
She'll give an award ceremony as Timeless Tony Storm? like the Tonys again?
Hey, dude, okay, wait a second. When is Grand Slam Australia?
February. Around that time.
I mean, we're right in the middle of like movie awards season. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We're building to the Oscars. I think Oscar nominations are announced this week. Yeah, that would be great. Just a little note here: Murder Machines might be the best tag team name of all time. We don't really have to move on from that, but I mean, we don't do much with that. What did you think of the Acclaimed breakup?
Finally,
that was my thought as well. And I think Max Caster is going to do great in his like annoying little shit heel role. I think he'll be great at, and I really love. I think Bowens. I'm going to be honest. I think Bowens is going to be the Shawn Michaels, and Max Caster is going to be the Jannetty here. I don't really know what you do with Max Caster beyond this match, but beyond a match with Bowens at Grand Slam Australia or whatever.
Listen.
Because he's got to evolve somehow, and the people don't care.
Quit rapping. That'd be a huge character move.
Mm. Yeah. Quit rapping and blame it on the fans. Come out and start, and when they're booing you, be like, no, you're not getting this anymore. You don't deserve this, and then just walk to the ring normally. I like that. And then Learning Tree and the Death Riders versus Rated FTR, the Outrunners, and Powerhouse Hobbs. A lot of flack for this match when it was first announced. I thought it turned out to be a fine main event. I had some fun with it. What did you think of everything surrounding this match and the match itself?
Consider again. Hold on.
What?
Now consider again.
The Learning Tree Death Riders.
I didn't watch that crap match.
Rated FTR Outrunners.
I was never gonna watch that match. Are you kidding me?
Fine. There was some fun stuff too.
I mean, I figured it was a beef something, but I was never ever going to watch that match.
I am way more excited for Copeland and Pac 1-on-1 on Dynamite.
That'll be an awesome match. Just the idea of the Death Riders teaming at the Learning Tree is a entire missing of the point of the Death Riders.
Well, here's what I'm saying. Moxley okay, I'm trying to figure out how I put this because I see a path where this sort of makes sense if you think about it. Moxley said that that's what they need to get rid of that kind of stuff in AEW, right? They need to get rid of the pageantry and all of that. But doesn't him being kind of a hypocrite
I guess it's
play
fair.
into him
I guess
being
it is fair.
the wrong guy to take over AEW?
I guess that's a good point.
You know what I mean?
I didn't even think about that.
Like the hypocrisy being that just is a heel trait of his right now. You know what I mean? So that's something that I picked up on that I don't think a lot of other people picked up on. I think a lot of people took this at face value and didn't like it, but if you think that step deeper, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I can see the point there. I don't know. I just
hey, look, he got a main event spot for the youngest men alive, the Outrunners.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? He's raising the young guys.
Their first main event since the '83.
Yep. And that was a debacle. We understand why. Okay, that was a whole situation. We don't have time to get into all the intricacies of it. All right. I'm just yes. Rest in peace to all the victims. On to Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, whatever.
Opening Raw, the CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre promo felt like just like a good old fashioned Raw opener. Like this just felt like this is classically Monday Night Raw. It fit the vibe.
The opener, it's the opener that I thought they'd have last week.
Yeah,
I didn't really like last week's opener.
Yeah, the first Raw on Netflix. I think if you are even a semi-hardcore professional wrestling fan, throw it out. It was a spectacle. It was to try to get people to be like, "Oh, this is cool. I'm back into this." You know what I mean? Do not think about it.
The main event was pretty good.
The main event was awesome. I loved the main event. It was probably like a solid, at least 4-star match. But
yeah, I'd agree.
I thought it was a good. I liked Punk teasing a match with Cena.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. All three of these men declaring for the Royal Rumble felt very classically like I'm in. I like that.
This felt like 10 years ago.
No, dude, it literally felt like a Raw. It could have been the opening segment of Raw from any year, just swap in the different talent.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This could have been the opening segment of a Raw in January of 2000, and it could have been The Rock, Kurt Angle, and Kane, or Stone Cold, or Foley, or Triple H, or you know what I mean? Like just anybody, right? I really like that. I think the biggest thing on Raw was Penta versus Gable, which was an incredible match. Gable cooking again. Love Chad Gable. What do you think of Penta's WWE debut?
Dude, what a match.
Cero Miedo.
What a match.
Awesome match.
Maybe the best person you could have had Penta against would be Chad Gable.
I mean, that's for so many people in this company.
That's a rare point.
Chad Gable's such a baller, dude.
For most wrestlers, Chad Gable is a good match.
Yeah.
Penta's debut, it gave me hope that they're not going to misuse him like Dragon Lee.
Yeah.
So I give him that.
Yep.
The match was really cool.
Yep. Yeah, I really like it. I think
the theme wasn't terrible too.
It was kind of bad. I didn't like the theme. It was exactly what everyone
horrible.
Made a joke about. Everybody was like, it's
fair.
going to be Cero Miedo and then just some generic bullshit. And that is exactly what it was. What do you think is the move with Penta? A continued feud with Gable? Something else? Moving up the card?
Maybe a little bit more with the fifth Gable.
A little bit more with Gable?
Just because, I want that match in the Rumble. Mm-hmm. Or in the Rumble match itself, have them face
I
off.
want an interaction between Penta and Rey Mysterio in the Rumble. Either teaming together or a little set fighting each other.
Penta and Dragon Lee, because fuck Triple A.
Dude, Penta and give me Penta and Dragon Lee in an Iron Man match on Raw.
Can we get Heyman to book Raw again?
Dude.
We get Heyman to book Raw.
We would get that. We would get that Iron Man match if we booked Raw.
You get a 2 out of 3.
It'd be like a 2 out of 3.
You get Lucha rules.
Lucha rule 2 out of 3. Yes, absolutely. So I love that. A little tension between Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins backstage. Potential carrying on of that story.
That'd be they kind of let that go on the wayside.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they had a pretty. They had a pretty good Raw match.
I'd like to see that come back. I guess in a way.
Well, it's a natural feud because it all stems back to the bloodline. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's a natural place to go. Congratulations to Lyra Valkyria becoming the first women's IC champ. Personally, I wanted Dakota Kai to win really bad. I love Dakota
think
Kai.
most people-
I'm team
most-
Kick all the way.
I think most people did.
But she's a great wrestler. Congratulations
she's
to
not
Lyra.
bad, no.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah. I mean, think about how much praise Lyra got for a Nia Jax match last year at King and Queen of the Ring. You know what I mean? So there's that. Sami Zayn beats The Miz with a Blue Thunder Bomb. How did Sami Zayn win with a Blue Thunder Bomb? Also, I saw someone.
He's throwing it back to his mentor, El Generico.
Yeah. Also, I saw somebody put together a compilation of every time the Blue Thunder Bomb has won a match for Sami Zayn in WWE. Did you see this?
Yes.
Okay. AJ Styles twice somehow lost to it.
It's one of his finishers. I kind of get it. I think I also don't kind of get it.
What did you think of the Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, Bayley segment on Raw? It was in San Jose, so that's why Bayley was there.
Right.
She did the SmackDown versus Raw. I bought a ticket. I'm in the front row thing, which I always love.
Did they see the remake, the cutscene, shot for shot?
I'm surprised GCW hasn't had somebody do that yet.
I thought they'd do it last night, but they didn't.
It'd be awesome if there was like a Matt Cardona match and Jimmy Lloyd just does the I bought a ticket.
Well, a lot of times you don't have your tickets, so imagine just him pull up his phone like, look at me.
I bought a ticket. There's like a
code.
QR code on the phone. Yeah. What did you think of this? Do you think if anything could come from this?
I do.
I think Rhea Io is the move for WrestleMania, but like Rhea Nia could be like Elimination Chamber.
Rhea Nia will probably Rumble.
Maybe Rumble.
And
yeah.
Bayley might get involved in the Rumble too.
Maybe. But I really think because at the Raw I went to, there was at the end of that show, Rhea and Io were kind of both picking up that women's title belt. Like they both wanted it. And kind of teased that match, and the crowd all went, "Oh!"
And Io went on the house show run against Liv. So.
Yeah, I think Rhea Io for WrestleMania is the move, especially because Io and Bayley had a 5-star match at WrestleMania last year.
Yes,
that was one of the two best matches at WrestleMania. That and the Cody Roman match. So, probably the best in-ring match of WrestleMania last year was Io and Bayley, and then Priest hopefully finally put Finn Balor behind him in a pretty fun street fight. I loved the moment where Damian Priest was about to do a move and then just like realized there was a table there, so he did it through the table. I thought that was pretty good. What are you ready for Damian Priest to move on to now?
Ooh, that's a good question.
'Cause I think Gunther's behind him.
Gunther's behind him. Punk is
Yeah, I'm trying to think who even on Raw. Not Punk. Punk needs bigger fish to fry in WrestleMania season. If it was SummerSlam season, Priest Punk all the way. But like in WrestleMania season, I think there's bigger fish to fry for Punk. Priest, I mean, we're seeing some movement.
Bad Bunny?
I would say, could he pop over to SmackDown? Could it be Priest and Nakamura? Ooh, Priest and Penta?
Ooh, that'd be good.
That'd be an interesting move.
I know that Bad Bunny wants to come back,
Mm-hmm.
and he said the way he said it makes me think he should just do a death match. He wants to scare his grandma.
Nice.
Which,
who's the best deathmatch opponent in WWE?
come on, there's one answer to this. There's
Who am I forgetting?
he's in the White Six.
Joe Gacy.
Joe Gacy.
Kevin Owens would be pretty awesome too, but I think Owens has bigger stuff to do also.
Yeah.
So that's
Joe Gacy literally does. That's a history of doing that with GCW. So
yeah. But yeah, I mean, anything else on Priest and Balor?
no, I guess that just seems like the thing's gonna be the last one. So
Yeah. On SmackDown, Motor City Machine Guns earned #1 contendership to DIY's tag titles. I imagine that match will be on Saturday night's main event, maybe at the Royal Rumble, but we'll see that. And then Tiffany Stratton retains over Bayley. I didn't watch this match, but I've heard nothing but great things about this match. Did you check out Stratton and Bayley?
no, what I've been meaning to.
Okay. So maybe more on that next week. But speaking of Saturday night's main event, though, we're not going to do official predictions because there's only 3 matches announced. But I did want to at least preview it a little bit, talk about it. Starting with Jacob Fatu and Braun Strowman. I don't know if you want to give me like an excitement level like we do for the other thing. If you want to give me a prediction, what are your thoughts on Fatu and Braun Strowman?
First of all, Bayley is now on Raw officially.
Oh, okay.
So, but let's start with that. Braun, versus this
Jacob Fatu.
two. Honest to God, this is like a 9.
This is a certified sirloin beefsteak match.
This is the match I'm looking forward to the most. Saturday night's main event.
Mm-hmm. Braun Breaker versus who wins? Fatu Strowman.
Fatu.
Right? Yeah.
Fatu.
Yeah, just the younger guy. He needs to win.
Not much younger.
Braun Breaker, Sheamus. Does Sheamus get the Intercontinental title here?
I don't think so, but this will be a banger.
Yeah, absolutely. And for the World Heavyweight title, Gunther, Jey Uso.
Gunther better win. Dude.
Gunther better win. I'm not super excited for this one necessarily. Jey Uso seems like a weird style matchup for Gunther, but we'll see. I think I'm personally
done Cody Gunther though.
They'll get to it eventually. Of these three, I'm personally more excited for Braun Breaker, Sheamus. I think that's my most excited pick, but we'll see. Should be a good show from San Antonio. There's also going to be a Kevin Owens contract signing moderated by Shawn Michaels. Does Shawn Michaels take a pile driver?
Yes.
Okay. I hope so, at least. Now, tape up the light tubes. Take the door off its hinges. It's time for Shane's GCW corner.
Where the hell do I start?
Crazy night last night.
There is so much shit to go over in terms of Hammerstein. I guess I'll start the break. There were some events. I did ring in the New Year GCW.
Dude, what, sorry?
I ring in the New Year GCW, which was very fun. They had champagne and their faces got not drunk. But I guess I'll stop talking about anything like Hammerstein. We'll get to the people versus GCW 2. So let's start with. I'm gonna start with this. The show was not as bad as its cage match rating would assume. Mm-hmm. However, it has a 1.76 on cage match. That is not good. That is really not good. I'll start with the scramble. Manders won that. He gets a big win before he goes over to Europe. We love Manders on this podcast. It wasn't bad, and I'm going to say this. Blake Christian has done amazing work kind of owning into the Vanilla Baby thing. Mm-hmm. I kind of like it. He's also kind of dropped that stupid, crappy gimmick he had that he debuted in St. Louis. Just really funny. Then there was then we'll get to the first shenanigans of the night. The Rumble was won by one PCO. And Jayden's laughing as he's seen this clip. Then after he wins, he gets given the mic. Mm-hmm. He quits TNA. He says he's going to do something to this belt. He grabs a chair and a sledgehammer and tries to destroy the Digital Media Championship. Mm-hmm. He doesn't because it keeps falling off. And then my favorite part. He goes to cut a shoot promo on TNA, and MLJ and senior official Adam Galt have to wrestle the mic away from him as they cut to a promo video.
Wow, that is some outlaw promotion shit right there. That is straight up GCW is the outlaw promotion, and that right there is what happens.
Yeah. What a nightmare that was. And then it started. Then we get to the Bret Lauderdale speech, which hyped me up. Mm-hmm. It got me good. I was ready for a show after this speech. He was talking about how his mom passed away the last time they were in Hammerstein. She was on that balcony right there, and now she's passed away. And he's ready to show the world that this is GCW and this is what we do. Mm-hmm. Oh my god!
Took a shot at Ring of Honor, didn't he? A little bit,
kind of. Not really. He took the same shot that Effie did.
Yeah.
So the shot that didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And then we went to the first match, which was really good. The doors, ladders, and chairs, even though they had crappy tables there too. Tremont, Maki Ito, Brandon Kirk, Cyclope, Dr. Redact, who had his gear stolen, by the way. Dr. Redacted, Drew Parker, Johnny Murdoch, Matthew Justice, Rita Yamashita.
Yeah.
This is the perfect TLC lineup. Mm-hmm. Tremont wins the Extreme title.
Well, TLD. Or no, DLC. Downloadable content.
There were tables there.
The downloadable content match.
I'll be real. There were tables there.
Yeah.
Tremont wins the Unify, the Extreme title, and the Ultra Violent title. Mm. And then I'm able to talk about this. This is where the show lost everything.
Mm.
The show started here. Next match,
Plummeted. Yep.
craters. This was supposed to be the cap off to the to part 2 of the story that took from August to now. That was a big part of the story from
The
January to now.
which story to be exact?
It's Effie Alley.
Effie Alley, yes.
This was like the public voted this as the top feud of the year.
Mm-hmm.
They wrestle.
That was so good. I don't remember if we officially nominated it, but we considered nominating it for like a feud of the year award. We did nominate. Yeah, we nominated it for a feud of the year.
I swear to God, won a public vote.
Yeah, at our award show. So that
it was a great feud because it was these two
felt real.
It did because it might have been.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't.
It
It felt. It was the first indie feud that in a while. There's a Mance Effie Alley feud that really got me in as like a story since AEW started.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to talk about this. Allie performed a Tope Suicida, and it went horribly wrong. She was immediately hurt. The match could not continue. She broke her leg in 2 spots.
Think Dante Martin Ring of Honor ladder match.
But worse.
Yeah.
Like
in that, the Dante
almost-
Martin Ring of Honor ladder match was disgusting.
Almost, it wasn't Sid bad, but
Mhm.
but the picture on the GoFundMe is a picture of her leg,
Mhm.
and her foot's going that way.
Yeah.
It's-
Which, shouts out to all the wrestlers who've donated
So
to that
the
GoFundMe.
wrestlers and the
Ospreay,
people.
Cardona, all the people. Yep.
Billington,
Tommy Billington.
Seth the Lander set it up for her.
Yep. Chelsea Green. All of them. So shout out to everybody helping her out. That's awesome.
She's got, last I checked, about 32,000. The original goal was 10,000.
Yeah.
Of course, I might throw that GoFundMe in the description.
We can do that. We can do that for sure.
But it sucked, watching this with Fable, who we made it.
Fable loves Allie Katch.
Fable's favorite wrestlers are Effie and Allie
Yeah,
Katch.
we almost had a problem with that Dan the Dad Allie Katch match that we saw because I love Dan the Dad and Fable loves Allie Katch.
I mean, having met Allie Katch, fantastic human being, and Effie as well as a human being. So having to see your best friend get catastrophically hurt
In the middle of
suck.
just the hottest feud of your
Yes.
either of your careers. You know what I mean? That sucks.
It's the energy got zapped out of the building. They saved it a little bit. Mance comes out. God bless him. He comes out and he puts everything to the table. Great on the fly move. Like when Shane tore his AC, tore his quad
and Snoop Dogg Mance Warner is the Snoop Dogg of GCW, and I've been saying this.
He's like if Snoop Dogg didn't perform at the inauguration. But and then it got worse.
Yep.
In terms of the event, because they're in New York. New York Athletic Commission rules state that the commissioner and a paramedic have to be on duty for any match to happen. GCW rolls out the entrances for the next match, and we get about a 10-minute promo battle between Kerry Morton and Homicide.
Yeah.
Then they cut the promo videos for about 15 minutes, and then the match finally comes back. And this match I'm talking about is the New York OGs, which is Amazing Red, Grim Reaper, and Homicide. What a goddamn tag team, dude.
Grim Reaper, by the way, incredible name.
Grim Reaper saved that match. I'm
Did
being
he?
so
Okay.
serious.
I've never heard of this guy, but that is an awesome name.
He smoked a joint mid-match. He saved the match.
That's real. That's real right there.
Against Griffin McCoy, one of my favorite young talent, Kerry Morton, and Tony Deppen, who are interesting.
Griffin McCoy.
The guy who you saw get run away from Blake Christian.
Okay, yeah. That was
Kerry Morton had
that name
had fantastic Terry Funk gear.
Yep, son of Ricky Morton, by the way, for those who don't know. Rock and Roll Express. Okay, that's cool.
He beat up his son.
Ricky Morton all over the place.
He was in Chicago on Saturday.
Yeah, he was on AEW TV during our break. Yeah,
he's been showing up. I tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
This match was kind of the first stop point, but it wasn't their fault. Grim Reaper and Homicide threatened a commissioner, which was very funny.
Very Homicide of the
very 187 of them. Oh, and then after the match, the highlight of the match was Then all of a sudden, MLJ runs down with a package, and they give it to Homicide, and Homicide has this big ass smile on his face as he's unwrapping it. Amazing Red is the first nominee to the Indie Wrestling Hall of Fame for this year, and they surprised him in the ring. It was a great.
Dare
moment.
I say that's amazing?
It really was amazing. It was a really good moment.
Well
for
deserved.
Amazing
Well
Red.
deserved for Amazing Red.
You know, and that's exactly how it's kind of felt like the NFL where they surprise like the guy on the show. I feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
They should do that WWE.
They should. They definitely should.
And then to me, what is match of the night? Violence is Forever. 434 days as tag team champions. 15 defenses. They come out and they wrestle the Garbage Daddies, who had them beat in St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
New champs.
I love
Garbage
that.
Daddies. They won.
that.
They
The
win.
Garbage
They
Daddies
win
were
the title.
awesome.
This was
I
a
love
really.
that.
This was a really good match. If you're gonna seek out this, if you're gonna watch this show, watch the first match, this match, and watch. I can't believe I'm not recommending a Vikingo match, and then.
Vikingo was on this show?
Yes, he was.
Dude, all the stuff that's happened just overshadowed the fact that Vikingo was on this show?
Yes, Vikingo's on the show. And I would probably not watch that match. I would skip to the next match after this. But the next match was a steel cage match. A steel cage match. Charles Mason makes his big return. He takes out Richard Holiday. It was pretty good. They play out the Perro. They play out that Perro's husband got involved. So Perro's pissed at Charles Mason. He attacks him, and then Slade comes back. He was Charles Mason's first teammate.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay. Charles Mason, a very weird face in this story, because
That's a mean thing to say about his face, but
not his actual goddamn face. Luigi Mangione got the biggest pop of the night.
let's fucking go, dude. Let's go.
I'm being so serious. They popped. They had a perp walk compilation for Charles Mason. It was Son of Sam, some other serial killers, Ed Gein. No, Ed Gein was firm. There's a lot of serial killers on this show for some goddamn reason. And then they show Luigi Mangione's perp walk, and it's a huge pop.
Nice.
It was hilarious. He wins. He beats Richard Holiday. It was help from Slade. It was okay. And then you're gonna want to watch this match, but I swear it should have been a lot better. Sidney Akeem and El Hijo del Vikingo.
Really, that wasn't very good?
No, it wasn't. It was rushed
All right. Well, if it was, I guess that makes sense. If it was rushed, I could see.
because of the delay.
Falling off. Yeah.
They lost time to delay, and this show went 6 hours.
Yeah.
I really wanted to like this match more than it was, but it got a 587 on the cage match. I'd probably agree about that. This should have been a 7 or an 8. This should have been a fantastic match. But this next match, watch this match.
Mm-hmm.
Los Desperados, Erez, Gringo Loco, and Jack Cartwheel, one of the best tag teams, plus Jack Cartwheel.
Incredibly. I mean, a fun trio.
I texted you that Conan's a bad booker for many reasons, but letting Erez walk and never having Gringo Loco do a tag match with him in AAA, one of those reasons. They took on the greatest trio in the history of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Lil Guido, Super Crazy, and Tajiri.
I remember when this match was announced. I was like, let's go, dude.
This match was really good. Super Crazy had a spot of the match. He jumped off the
saw that spot.
The second level balcony.
Mm-hmm.
Ruled.
Mm-hmm.
A spot where Tajiri and Super Crazy did the tarantula, and Guido with the Fujiwara armbar. That ruled. This match was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really fun match. Tajiri and Super Crazy not bumping for them was really fun to do. I gave this a 3.5. It was my match of the night. It was my second favorite match of the night.
Nice.
Then the Bloodsport match, which I liked, but I know that a lot of people didn't really like as much as I thought they would.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Barnett took on Tom Pestock, formerly Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin did really well. Did really well here.
Yeah.
I liked it. I like people didn't like it. Josh Barnett, a heel. He was booed out of the building. It was really good.
Mhm.
Not much more to say about it's a Bloodsport match. You know, if you like shoot style, you like it. If you don't like shoot style, if you like more character work, you're not gonna like it.
Mm-hmm.
And then speaking of character work, Megan Bayne, her first match since appearing in Dynamite, takes on my favorite promo in the Indies, Agus Koger, who came out wearing the Megasis headdress and wore a Megan Bayne mask.
Really funny. That's awesome.
And then he revealed his gear, having his Koga logo on one side of his pants, and the other side of his pants, he scraped Megan Bayne's Instagram and put a ton of her pictures on his gear. He was playing the obsessed character.
That's hilarious.
It's really good, and this match was pretty fun.
That's good character.
This match was pretty fun. They're wrestling. It gets to the apex, and Otis Kogar runs in, and I like Otis Kogar. I like his choke slam. He choke slams the shit out of Megan Bayne, and it looks like Kogar is gonna win. Somebody runs in a mask and a GCW hoodie, and tasers Agus Koger. It's Sawyer Wreck. She gets her moment. Everybody
Didn't she
leaves happy.
retire?
Yeah, but she didn't. But her moment was interrupted by Atticus Koger coming back.
Oh yeah.
So this is payback. She gets her moment in the biggest crowd GCW had in a while, so that's fun.
Mhm.
Then a really fun match featuring Masao Tanaka doing shit that he should not be doing for a man his age. They did an awesome bomb through a table on the outside, and they almost missed the table.
Awesome.
Masao Tanaka took the table bump on his shoulder blade.
That's pure ECW.
It ruled.
Yep.
It ruled. And then the next match is the Matt Cardona Open Challenge. And the funniest part about this is that this Instagram guy who is terrible
Who I had
wrestler.
never even heard of.
Yes, and neither did most of the crowd.
Yeah.
He comes out to MGK's Invincible because he is Tommy Invincible, a random New Jersey indie guy.
He came out to MGK.
Yes.
Kill him.
He came out to MGK.
I don't like him.
He did Cena and Orton moves. Like he did one of his signature moves is the "You Can't Hurt Me," which is the 5-knuckle shuffle. But because he's invincible, it's the "You Can't Hurt Me." The crowd turned on the show at this point. They booed the entire match. All 1.5 minutes of the match. A ton of the fans left because it was 11:30 and the last train on Manhattan is 1. What a terrible! Oh God, fans got kicked out during this match. Oh, I totally forgot. Backing up to after the Masao Tanaka match, they cut to a promo video, and they missed the pop. But they cut to a Sabu promo video, and they cut back to the venue, and Sabu's there. Because Sabu's getting a goddamn retirement match.
Yeah.
At Spring Break against Janela. Which he might no-show, because given his history of GCW, he might no-show.
Yeah.
But that's cool. Sabu deserves this.
Yeah.
He never got a retirement match. It's Sabu. He deserves one. One more Arabian Facebuster. That's all I want.
Yep.
But back to this stupid-ass Matt Cardona match. He beats Ty Invincible. And legitimately, my favorite thing of the night, he cuts a promo. And he says the words, to quote the late, great Zack Ryder, "Are you serious, bro?"
Rest in peace, Zack Ryder.
That was a favorite line of the night, by far. By far.
Yep.
And then he asks, he wants the biggest and baddest man in GCW. And he gets it. Welcome to the Jungle Hits. It's fucking Micro Man.
Awesome.
That ruled.
Awesome.
He beats Micro Man. Cardona was like, no. I have too much respect for the GCW universe. I want one more guy. And Jimmy Lloyd's music hits. And in the background, you can see Jimmy Lloyd getting hyped up, and he takes and and McEnroe turns around, and Jimmy takes the stupid headband, throws it at Matt, hits the sack rider, turns on him, wins. He beats Matt clean, kind of clean. That's mania. That's collective right there.
Yeah.
That's spring break right there. And I guess the main event is the last thing to talk about here. It's midnight local time. His best friend just got hurt really badly. He has to go out there and wrestle for the title.
Mm-hmm.
Effie Mance Warner. If this was not at midnight, it would have been a damn good match.
Mm-hmm.
However, it was at midnight. And they ran Hammerstein twice. They've had 2 extremely funny botches, 1 per show. The first show had AJ Gray bounce off a ladder. It was really funny at the time. And this time, they sent you the pile driver. You gave it a 0 out of 10.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how to describe it, but Mance Warner totally fucked up a pile driver.
Mm-hmm.
And just took a tail bump by his goddamn self.
Awesome.
And the tail didn't break, by the way. Effie wins the belt. Great moment. Well deserved. He wins it because Cole Radrick saves him from the guitar shot.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like Cole was going to cash in. She mentioned Cole 2 belts. Shocking the world.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. But Effie, well deserved. So proud of him. Another fantastic human being. Him and Allie Katch. I would like Allie Katch the best. Quick recovery, obviously. But yeah, that was the huge GCW. I expected going in to give high praise and say that they redeemed themselves. They didn't. This went 6 hours. Far too long of a show. Which wasn't their fault. Really, it wasn't their fault, to be fair.
Yeah.
Sloppy. The lows were lows. There's a lot of, to me, there's a lot of mid.
Mm-hmm.
The highs were really high. I really like that Garbage Daddies match. But, yeah.
All right.
They
Anything
go to London and Paris this upcoming next week. So I got that looking forward to. But, yeah.
All right, on
We'll
to our
see you in
favorite
Dallas,
things
I
of the
guess. Yeah, okay, let's go with well, this is different.
Well, yes, it is our favorite things of the break.
Yes.
Of however long we were gone, 5 weeks or whatever. This is where, if you don't know, this is where I hand out the gold, silver, and bronze hot dog. Shane hands out the gold, silver, and bronze.
So it is tough, but my 3 are I had my 3 written down for a while. So this yes. No, my bronze is kind of unfair. You cannot watch this match. Well, I guess I could get my friend if you want to watch the match. Gunther Punk in the cage. That was such a good match.
During the break, I gave out 3 5-star matches.
Okay.
So those are going to be the 3 things to get my top.
That's fair.
They actually, I actually ordered them in the order they happened. I didn't mean to do this, but the 3rd place, final battle, Lee Moriarty versus Nigel McGuinness. That match was fucked. That was so good.
It was really. I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Awesome.
That is easily the best match in a Hammerstein in the past 2 months.
So that's bronze. What's silver?
I'm gonna give it to. See, when the weakest happened, I had like all of my 3 were
Like we've had since then. Just
Wrestle Kingdom, Wrestle Dynasty, Final Battle.
Wrestle Kingdom, Wrestle Dynasty, all the weekly AEW stuff on Netflix. Anytime.
Oh.
We had the Noah New Year's show.
Yeah, I watched that live though. I wouldn't. I'm not gonna put anything from there.
Pointing out things that have happened.
Yeah, that was a pretty solid show, but that's not gonna be in. No, that's not gonna be in there, and you know that. The People versus GCW, you know. Let's go here. So first, I look at mine really fast. You do your
My silver is going to be the finals of the Continental Classic between Kazuchika Okada and Will Ospreay. match ruled. You were I was poking fun at Okada earlier, but you are right. When he turns it on, and he did for this match, and it was epic. It was a great match.
My silver is a 5-star match I gave to Starlight Kid, which is Natsupoi from Stardom's Dream Queendom.
I've heard of Starlight Kid. Don't know who Natsupoi is.
Natsupoi is very good.
And then I guess I'll go with my gold then from Wrestle Dynasty, Kenny Omega and Gabe Kidd.
Put it down for me too.
Well.
Put the 10 down for me too. I've missed Kenny Omega in the Tokyo Dome, and God, it was everything I wanted and more.
Yeah, shouts out to both those guys.
Shout out to Gabe Kidd, though. That was awesome.
Yeah. As many complaints as I have about his character, just incredible in the ring. And Kenny Omega just the god.
I think I think honorable mention Sari Utami. That was good too. Seth Punk was great. I have a listening update of every match I've given a 4-star to this year. So we'll look at that at the end of the year, see how that goes.
That's that. Upcoming matches, our lightning round here. If you're new here, this is where I tell Shane what matches we're going to get this week. He gives me his excitement level on a scale of 1 to 10. Starting on Raw tonight, we have Dakota Kai and Io Sky versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark.
A 6.
Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre.
An 8.
At least an 8, maybe an 8.5.
Yeah.
On Dynamite, we have Samoa Joe versus Nick Wayne.
A 9.
Jamie Hayter versus Julia Hart.
A 9.
Adam Copeland versus Pac.
A 10.
Private Party versus Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley for the WWE World Tag Team Championship.
An 8.
Love that, yeah. On SmackDown, we have LA Knight versus Tama Tonga.
A 5.
Yeah.
So,
Motor City Machine Guns versus Pretty Deadly.
keep in mind I just watched 6 hours of pretty crappy wrestling. So I'll give that a 7, yeah.
Collision, we have Daniel Garcia, Daddy Magic Matt Menard, and the return
Of Coolin and let's go.
Parker versus Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong.
I'll give that an 8.
And then we have Brody King and Buddy Matthews versus the Gates of Agony.
10. 10. Me too. That is perfect.
Give him out of 10, Jacob Fatu, Braun Strowman.
A 7.
Sheamus versus Braun Breaker for the IC.
A 7.
And Gunther versus Jey Uso for the world
A
title.
5.
Okay, that's fair.
Actually, I like to give the Shonen versus Fatu a New York strip out of 10.
Match recommendation of the week. We just saw one of these guys retire. We just saw one of these guys return. I'm giving you Christopher Daniels, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles. So hard.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite TNA match.
It's up there for me. So there's that. If you want to listen to more of us, we do have some previous episodes with classic reviews. The most recent one was Wrestle Kingdom 9. There will not be one released this week, but next week we will have Royal Rumble 2005 out. We'll have more shows weekly.
And the editing will come back, I promise.
Yeah, we'll get editing. We're getting it all done. We're gonna make this stuff as good as possible for you. So this week we got Saturday night's main event. We got all kinds of other indie shows and stuff. We got Dynamite, Collision, Raw, SmackDown, NXT. So most of all, just enjoy